Hello and welcome. I'm Aidan, your narrator for tonight. Let's take this time together to step away from the rush of the day and ease into a world of dreams and wonder. Tonight, I'll tell you a story, a gentle tale called A Rainy Night in a Caravan, where the soft rhythm of falling rain, the glow of a humble lantern, and a forgotten memory waiting to be found weave together into a comforting journey meant to soothe your heart. But before we begin, we'd love to hear from you. Where are you listening from? And what time is it as you settle in to hear this story? We'd also love to know what kinds of stories you'd enjoy next. Your thoughts and suggestions inspire us, so please share them in the comments below. And if you've been enjoying these bedtime stories, subscribing is a simple and free way to support us. Your support means the world to us, and together, we can make this channel an even more peaceful place for storytelling. Now, take a moment to get comfortable. Let your shoulders loosen. Let the quiet settle gently around you, and allow your breathing to soften. With each slow inhale, feel the weight of the day begin to melt away. And with each calm exhale, allow yourself to drift a little closer to a place of rest. Imagine the soft patter of rain in the distance, the warm glow of a lantern nearby, and the cozy stillness of a night where nothing is rushed and everything is peaceful. When you're ready, let your mind wander toward the cozy little caravan waiting for you beneath the willow tree. And let's begin our story. The night began softly, as though the world itself wished to settle into a quieter rhythm. Josh had just finished arranging the last of his belongings inside the little wooden caravan when the first raindrops tapped gently on the roof. Light, patient, and unhurried. He paused, listening. Rain had always brought him comfort, a familiar lullaby that reminded him of the many places he had traveled and the memories he carried with him. Tonight, it felt especially soothing, like a quiet invitation to rest. Outside, the willow tree swayed slowly, its long branches brushing against the caravan's curved roof as though offering shelter. Josh lit his brass lantern, its warm golden glow spreading through the interior. Shadows stretched softly across the wooden walls, dancing with each flicker of the flame. The air inside smelled of cedar and old books, a comforting scent that made the space feel more like a home than a temporary stop along his journey. He settled onto the cushioned bench by the round window, pulling a worn blanket over his legs. The rain began to pick up, pattering steadily now, creating a rhythmic murmur that blended with the soft creaking of the caravan as it gently shifted on its wheels. He watched droplets race down the glass, their tiny paths catching the lantern's light and scattering it like little stars. Josh let out a long breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. This place, this moment, felt safe. The outside world, with all its movement and noise, was softened by the storm. Inside the caravan, everything felt still, wrapped in warmth. It was the kind of night where stories seemed to whisper from the corners, waiting for someone quiet enough to hear them. As he leaned back, letting the calm seep into his bones, he didn't yet notice the faint hum beneath the floorboards, nor the way the lantern's flame flickered just a little too sharply, as if responding to something unseen. For now, Josh simply closed his eyes and listened, unaware that this peaceful rainy night would unfold into something far more magical than he ever expected. The rain deepened as the evening settled in, its steady rhythm drumming gently upon the caravan roof. Josh remained wrapped in his blanket, letting the sound soothe him, when a sudden flutter of light tugged at his attention. The lantern on the small wooden table flickered, not in the lazy, occasional way of a flame reacting to a breeze, but sharply, as though something invisible had brushed past it. Josh opened his eyes and slowly sat upright. He leaned closer to the lantern, watching the flame dance erratically. The warm golden glow shifted, stretching into long, wavering shapes that rippled across the worn wooden walls like reflections on moving water. He frowned softly, not out of fear, but curiosity. The caravan was sealed tightly. No wind should have reached the flame. As he leaned in, a faint humming reached his ears. It was so soft at first that he wondered if he imagined it. A low, melodic vibration drifting up through the floorboards beneath his boots. Josh placed his hand gently on the wood. The surface felt warm, almost pulsing, as though something below the floor was softly awake. The lantern flickered again, its glow thinning into a pale blue tint before returning to its usual golden warmth. Josh blinked, taken aback. "Well, that's new," he murmured under his breath, tilting his head with thoughtful calm. Magic was not something he encountered often, but he had learned during his travels that old places, caravans, cottages, forgotten corners of the world, sometimes carried stories long after their owners had gone. The humming grew a little stronger, still gentle, like a lullaby hidden beneath the rain's quiet music. Josh knelt beside the table and lowered his ear closer to the floor. The sound was clearer now, a soft, soothing resonance that drifted in and out, like someone humming through layers of time. For a moment, the lantern's flame narrowed into a thin blue line, casting shimmering patterns across the shelves where his trinkets and travel journals rested. Shadows stretched and curled at the edges, alive with motion yet calm in their intent. Josh felt a small thrill, a quiet spark of anticipation beneath the tranquility of the storm. Something within this caravan was calling out, gently but unmistakably. Whatever lay beneath the floor was trying to be found. and with the kind of steady curiosity that had guided him through many unknown paths, Josh reached toward the area where the humming seemed strongest, ready to discover what secret this rainy night wished to reveal. Josh rested his palm against the warm wooden floor, letting the humming guide him. It was stronger now, pulsing softly beneath his fingertips, not unsettling, but almost inviting. As the lantern glowed steadily beside him, he traced the edges of the floorboards, searching for what felt out of place. The wood was old, worn smooth from years of footsteps and shifting journeys. But near the center of the caravan, one plank gave off a faint vibration. He pressed gently, and to his surprise, the board lifted with a quiet click. Beneath it lay a small compartment, perfectly carved into the wooden frame, sealed away so neatly that it could have been easily overlooked. Dust hadn't gathered on it, almost as if the compartment itself refused to be forgotten. The humming grew clearer the moment the air touched its contents. Inside, wrapped in a faded piece of cloth, was a wooden box no larger than Josh's hand. Its surface was etched with delicate carvings, tiny stars swirling in spirals and waves curling along the edges. The craftsmanship was intricate, the symbols flowing with a rhythm that seemed to echo the rain outside. Josh lifted the box carefully, feeling the warmth radiating from within it. As he held it up to the lantern's glow, the carvings shimmered faintly, pulsing in time with the gentle hum. It felt alive with memory, with something longing to be opened after being tucked away for so long. He set the box gently onto the cushion beside him and loosened the cloth. The fabric had the faint scent of lavender, long faded, but still comforting. He wondered who had placed it there and what story they left behind. For a moment, Josh simply studied the box, its age, its quiet beauty, the way the symbols seemed to breathe under the lantern's light. This was no ordinary trinket left by a passing traveler. It held intention, purpose, a secret waiting for the right hands. The humming deepened ever so slightly, as if nudging him forward. With a steadying breath, Josh pressed his thumb against the lid. The wooden top responded instantly, releasing with a soft, gentle pop, as though it had been waiting for this exact moment. Whatever lay inside, he knew, was the beginning of a story far older than his own, and one that had chosen this rainy night to reveal itself. The lid lifted easily, almost weightless, and Josh felt a soft breath of cool air rise from within the wooden box. For a moment, nothing happened, just the steady rhythm of the rain drumming on the caravan roof, the lantern glowing warmly beside him, and the quiet of a night that felt suspended in time. Then he heard it. A whisper, so gentle, so faint, that he wasn't certain at first whether it came from the box, the rain, or the lingering quiet in his own thoughts. It spoke his name, drifting through the air like a strand of song carried by the breeze. Josh froze, not in fear, but in stillness, the kind one uses when listening to something sacred. The whisper came again, clearer this time, weaving itself between the raindrops. Josh. He turned slightly, eyes glancing toward the round window. The rain traced silver paths down the glass, each droplet reflecting the lantern light like tiny falling stars. Nothing outside hinted at a presence. The whisper had come from within the caravan, or perhaps from the box. A soft glow began to shimmer inside it, pale and blue like moonlight diffused in water. Josh leaned closer, his pulse steady and calm. The glow swirled, almost cloud-like, forming delicate strands of light that curled upward as though reaching toward him. The whisper returned, clear and warm, carrying no sense of threat. "You found it. At last." Josh's breath caught softly. He felt no fear, only curiosity and an unexpected tenderness, as if the voice carried a long-awaited relief. He spoke quietly into the dim room, his voice matching the gentle tone of the night. "Who are you?" For a moment, the glow flickered. The lantern's flame responded, stretching thin, casting fluttering shadows that moved like slow waves across the wooden walls. The caravan creaked softly, as though settling deeper into the earth, listening with him. Then the whisper answered, layered with emotion he couldn't yet name. "I've been waiting." The rain outside intensified, but instead of drowning the moment, it seemed to cradle it, like a rhythm meant to accompany the voice. The whisper drifted through the caravan like a forgotten melody. Josh pressed his hand over the edge of the box, unsure whether he'd find anything solid to touch. The air around it felt charged, warm, and strangely familiar. The connection tugged at something deep within him, something he couldn't quite understand. The voice, faint but unwavering, murmured once more, "You're meant to help me." Josh sat very still, lantern flickering beside him, rain whispering all around the caravan. Whatever presence had awakened tonight was gentle, longing, and very much alive within the quiet magic of the storm. And he knew, without yet knowing why, that he would listen. The soft glow rising from the wooden box intensified, filling the caravan with a serene blue light that blended beautifully with the lantern's warm gold. The two colors intertwined like threads of dawn and dusk, casting gentle patterns across the walls. Josh leaned closer, drawn in by the whisper that still lingered in the air like a fading breath. Inside the box rested a small glass orb. Its surface looked smooth and cool, yet the light within it pulsed softly, as though a faint heartbeat lived inside. Josh lifted it carefully, cradling it in both hands. The moment his fingers made contact, the humming he had heard earlier grew richer, almost melodic. As the light brightened, images began to swirl inside the orb, soft shapes drifting into view as though rising from deep water. Josh's breath steadied, and he watched as the glow unfolded into a memory not his own. At first, all he saw was movement. A pair of small boots splashing through puddles, a ribbon fluttering behind a running figure, tall trees bending in the wind. Then the scene sharpened gently, revealing a young girl, no more than 10 years old, her warm brown hair tied loosely with a faded ribbon. She wore a simple cotton dress, layered with a cardigan, her cheeks flushed with joy as she ran through a rain-soaked path. Josh blinked softly. He had never seen this girl before, yet something about her presence felt achingly familiar, like a melody he'd heard long ago but couldn't place. Her laughter echoed faintly through the orb, soft and distant. Then, as though sensing she was being watched, the girl paused in her memoryscape and turned her head. Her expression was gentle, eyes bright with hope. She wasn't looking at him, Josh realized, but toward whoever the memory originally belonged to. Even so, the moment felt intimate, like stepping into someone's treasured past. The orb glowed brighter, and another memory drifted into view. The same girl sitting inside this very caravan, though younger, less weathered, filled with signs of a family who once lived and traveled within it. She held a seashell in her hand, gazing at it with wonder, whispering something that the orb did not fully reveal. A wave of tenderness washed through Josh. This girl had lived here. This caravan had carried her stories long before it sheltered him. As the orb pulsed softly in his hands, the whisper returned, gentle and clear, now unmistakably belonging to the girl whose memories he was witnessing. "You found what I left behind." The light shimmered around him, wrapping the caravan in quiet magic. The orb's memories felt fragile, but deeply important, as though waiting for someone with a patient heart to finally uncover them. Josh held the orb close, sensing that this was only the beginning of what she needed to show him, and of what he needed to understand. The light from the orb softened, shifting from a steady glow to gentle pulses, each one illuminating the caravan in a dreamy rhythm. Josh held the orb close, watching as the memories faded like mist returning to the air. The caravan grew quiet again, the only background sound the steady rainfall slipping down the windows. Then the temperature changed, not cold, not warm, but a delicate balance that felt like stepping into a moonlit pool. The lantern flickered, stretching its golden flame into a thin line before blooming again. Josh lifted his gaze. A soft shimmer rose from the floor near the hidden compartment. It twirled like a wisp of fog, gathering itself into a shape. small, luminous, and slowly heightening into the outline of a child. Josh's breath caught, not from fear, but from the overwhelming gentleness radiating from the presence forming before him. The shimmer grew clearer, taking on the features of the girl from the memories. Shoulder-length hair drifted weightlessly around her face, glowing a faint pale blue that rippled like light moving through water. Her eyes, bright, warm, and touched by longing, settled on Josh with recognition he did not yet understand. She was unchanged from the memory, about 10 years old, delicate frame, wearing a simple dress that seemed woven from moonlight rather than cloth. Yet in this form, she was not the girl of the past. She was something softer, something in between worlds. A spirit, but gentle and full of presence rather than sorrow. Josh placed the orb softly onto the cushion beside him. "You," he whispered. "You're the one I heard." The spirit nodded, her expression tender. Her voice floated with the softness of an evening lullaby. "Thank you for opening the box," she said. "I've been waiting a very long time." Josh leaned forward, elbows resting on his knees. "Who are you?" The girl looked around the caravan with a wistful smile. "This was once my home," she answered. "My family traveled everywhere in it. We slept under the stars, chased the sound of the ocean, and dreamed of places we never quite reached." Her glow shimmered gently. "I left something unfinished here, something I hoped someone kind would help me with." Josh listened, the rain outside blending seamlessly with her voice, as though the storm itself had become a musical accompaniment to her story. "When my family stopped traveling, the caravan was left behind," she continued. "My memories remained, waiting for someone who could hear them." Her gaze deepened, soft but searching. "You heard the lantern. You felt the humming. That means you can help me finish what I couldn't." Josh felt a warmth settle in his chest, not from the lantern, not from the orb, but from the sincerity in her voice. "What do you need?" he asked. The spirit stepped a little closer, her glow touching his hands like a calm breeze. "To complete my journey," she whispered. "To reach the place I always dreamed of, but never reached." Her words lingered in the soft golden light of the caravan, blending with the rain's steady rhythm. And Josh knew, without hesitation, that he would help her find what she had lost. For a moment, neither Josh nor the spirit spoke. The caravan seemed to quiet itself around them, the soft patter of rain becoming a gentle backdrop, as though the night wanted to listen too. The lantern's glow shifted subtly, its warm gold gradually blending with the spirit's pale blue light, creating a serene, dreamy atmosphere within the cramped but cozy space. Josh rested his hands on his knees and leaned in slightly. "Tell me," he said softly, "what journey did you hope to finish?" The spirit girl's expression changed, still gentle, but touched by a deep longing. She floated closer to the window, her glow reflecting against the raindrops sliding down the glass. Outside, the willow branches trembled in the wind, showering the caravan roof with soft, rustling sounds. "I loved traveling with my family," she began, her voice almost drifting into a whisper. "We went everywhere this caravan could take us. Fields of wildflowers, mountain paths, quiet little towns." A faint smile lifted her features before fading into something more wistful. "But there was one place I always dreamed of. The ocean." Josh's heartbeat steadied, listening with full attention. "We were always moving," she said. "Always busy. My parents promised we would reach the sea someday. I carried this promise everywhere." She gestured toward the orb resting beside Josh. "And saved all my happiest memories inside it, hoping the last one would be the moment I finally stood at the shore." Her glow flickered gently. "But we never made it. Life changed. We settled. The caravan was sold, forgotten, and so was my dream." Josh felt a tug deep in his chest, a quiet empathy, steady and warm. "So the memories stayed here," he murmured, understanding slowly forming, waiting for someone to find them. "Yes," she whispered, "waiting for someone who could enter them." Josh blinked softly. "Enter them?" The spirit nodded. "The orb is more than a vessel of memories. It can bring the one who holds it into my world, into the moments I left behind. But I cannot complete the journey alone." She floated closer, her glow gentle but resolute. "I need someone living, someone kind, to walk with me." The lantern flickered once, as if responding to her plea. Outside, thunder rumbled far away, soft, distant, like a heartbeat echoing through clouds. Josh exhaled slowly, absorbing the weight and simplicity of her request. Of all the people who could have stopped here tonight, he was the one who'd heard the humming, who'd opened the box, who'd listened. "Will you help me finish my last journey?" the spirit asked, her voice trembling between hope and fear of disappointment. "Not in the real world, but in the memory world the orb holds." Her eyes shimmered like tiny stars. "I want to reach the ocean, just once, even if only in the memories." The caravan fell still, as though the storm itself waited for his answer. Josh looked at her, with compassion, with certainty, and gave a slow, warm nod. "Yes," he said, "I'll go with you." The spirit's glow brightened, soft and joyful, as the rain continued to fall in patient, soothing rhythm around the little caravan in the night. The orb pulsed softly in Josh's hands, its pale blue glow deepening with every breath he took. The spirit girl drifted beside him, her form shimmering like moonlit mist, hopeful and trembling with quiet anticipation. Outside, the rain played a steady lullaby against the caravan roof, as though urging him gently forward into what came next. Josh settled himself on the cushioned bench, holding the orb with care. "What do I need to do?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The spirit floated closer, her light brushing softly against his fingertips. "Just close your eyes," she murmured, "and hold on. The memory will guide you." So he did. He drew in a slow, steady breath, letting the sound of falling rain anchor him as the orb warmed in his palms. Its glow seeped through his fingers, into his skin, then deeper, into something beyond flesh and bone. The air shifted. The lantern's flame dimmed and stretched, as if bowing to an unseen magic awakening inside the caravan. Light swelled around him, not bright, but soft and all-encompassing, like being wrapped in the first light of dawn. The hum beneath the floor returned, rising in harmony with the orb's steady pulse. Then, the caravan disappeared. Josh opened his eyes. He stood on a forest path washed in gentle watercolor hues. The world around him glowed in pastel tones: lavenders, soft blues, warm golds. Everything outlined with a dreamy softness that blurred the line between memory and imagination. Raindrops drifted through the air in slow motion, shimmering like tiny falling stars before melting into the mist. Ahead, the spirit girl no longer appeared as luminous and translucent. She was whole, alive, as she had been in her memories. Her warm brown hair was tied loosely with a ribbon, swaying as she turned to face him. Her cotton dress fluttered gently in the soft breeze. Her eyes sparkled with an innocence untouched by time. "You made it," she said, smiling as though greeting an old friend. Josh looked down at himself, still in his earth-toned sweater and scarf, though now illuminated by the dreamlike glow of the memory world. The weight of the orb had vanished. Its essence was now part of the air around him, part of the path beneath his feet. "This is beautiful," he murmured, taking in the surreal landscape. The trees bent gracefully toward the path, their leaves glistening with rain that shimmered like stardust. The world was quiet, but not empty, full of a tenderness carried by every drifting breeze, every shifting ray of soft light. "It's how I remember it," the girl replied, "or how my heart wanted to remember it." She beckoned him with a gentle wave. "Come, there's more I need to show you." Josh stepped toward her, the ground beneath him soft and glowing faintly with each footfall. Despite knowing this was a memory, he felt the journey ahead was real for her, and real in the way stories shape the heart. And so, beneath a sky painted in soft pastels and gently falling starlit rain, Josh began walking beside the girl, into the memories she had saved, the ones she had never finished, and the ones he had come here to help her complete. pastel forest slowly thinned as Josh and the girl walked side by side, their footsteps leaving faint ripples of light along the dreamlike path. The drifting rain grew softer, transforming into tiny, shimmering droplets that vanished before touching the ground. A warm breeze carried the scent of salt, faint but undeniable. The girl's face brightened. "We're close," she whispered, her voice trembling with hope. The trees opened into a wide expanse of shoreline bathed in twilight colors. The sky was a soft gradient of lavender and rose, glowing gently as if painted by memory itself. Waves rolled toward them in slow, luminous sweeps, each crest sparkling with hues of silver and blue. The horizon shimmered like a promise, finally within reach. Josh paused, taking in the breathtaking scene. Even though he knew this world was woven from the girl's memories, the ocean felt vast and alive, carrying a sense of peace that reached into his chest. The girl stepped to the water's edge, her bare feet sinking slightly into the glowing sand. Her cardigan fluttered in the soft breeze as she stared out over the shimmering sea, eyes wide, as though seeing something she had waited a lifetime to witness. "This is it," she murmured. "This is the ocean I dreamed of." Josh stood beside her, hands tucked gently into his pockets, feeling the emotional weight settle in the air. Light, tender, precious. After a quiet moment, the girl turned to him. Her expression softened, shifting from joy to something thoughtful, something deeper. "Josh," she said gently, "do you know why you could hear me? Why you could open the box, and why the memories woke for you?" He blinked, caught off guard. "I don't," he admitted. The girl's glow brightened subtly around her face. "It's because you're connected to this caravan, more than you know." Josh frowned softly. "Connected? How?" She stepped closer, her gaze warm and steady. "Your parents traveled in this caravan once," she whispered. "Long ago. They stayed here during one of their journeys, and they were kind to my family. They helped us when times were difficult. I remembered them, even after we left." Josh's breath stilled. A forgotten childhood story, a fleeting memory of his parents talking about a caravan they once borrowed on a trip, brushed through his mind like a soft breeze. The girl continued, her voice shimmering like the waves behind her. "When we left the caravan behind, I placed the orb in its hidden compartment. Not for anyone random, but for the next kind soul who came. Someone whose heart would understand. Someone connected to the kindness I remembered." She smiled, soft, grateful, glowing. "It was meant for your family, and you returned without knowing why, but exactly when the memory was ready to be completed." Josh felt warmth bloom inside him, settling deep and steady. The connection he had felt from the moment he stepped into the caravan now made sense, like pieces of a long-forgotten puzzle quietly falling into place. He looked back at the girl, her form shining with both joy and relief. "So I was meant to help you," he said softly. Yes, she replied. You were the one meant to finish this journey with me. The waves rolled forward, glowing brighter, as though celebrating the long-awaited fulfillment of a promise spanning across years, families, and hearts. Josh let out a slow breath, the gentle twist settling into him with a warmth that felt like sunlight spreading through the soul. He wasn't just helping a lost memory find peace. He was completing a promise woven into his own story, one he never knew he carried until this very moment. And together, under the pastel twilight sky, they turned back toward the shimmering ocean, ready to witness the final piece of her long-awaited dream. The tide glowed softly as it swept across the memory shore, each wave carrying a quiet luminescence that shimmered around Josh and the young girl. She stepped forward until the water brushed her toes, and for a moment she simply breathed, eyes closed, face lifted toward the pastel sky, as though absorbing a dream finally fulfilled. Josh stood beside her, watching her expression soften into pure contentment. The rain in this memory world drifted gently around them, falling like tiny silver petals that dissolved before touching the surface of the sea. The entire world seemed to pause, holding its breath for her. I always wanted to see this, she whispered. Just once, with someone who understood. Josh felt a warm ache settle in his chest. You're here, he said softly, and you're not alone. The girl turned toward him, and her smile carried something deeper than joy, something like release. Her glow brightened, not in a sudden burst, but in a slow, calming bloom of soft, pale blue light that wrapped around them both. The memory is complete now, she murmured. My journey, my dream, it's finished. The world around them began to shift. Colors softened, the shoreline blurred gently, and the waves dissolved into faint trails of light. The girl's form shimmered, becoming more translucent with each passing second, her presence no longer tethered to the unfinished longing that had held her here. She reached out, placing a glowing hand over Josh's. He felt warmth, delicate and reassuring. Thank you, she said, her voice drifting like the last note of a lullaby. You helped me find peace, and because of that, the caravan will feel different now. Lighter, warmer, safe again. Josh nodded, unable to speak for a moment as emotion pressed softly against him. I'm glad I was here, he finally said. I'm glad I could help you finish what you began. Her glow softened into a halo of pale light. You were meant to, she whispered. The memory world folded gently inward, light swirling around Josh like a slow, luminous tide. The girl's form faded into sparkles that drifted upward, becoming part of the pastel sky, peaceful and free. And then everything dissolved into soft, warm brightness. Josh opened his eyes. He was back inside the caravan, wrapped in the hush of early morning. The rain had stopped. Sunlight filtered through the round window, casting quiet beams across the wooden interior. The lantern's flame had gone out naturally during the night, its brass surface still warm to the touch. Beside him on the cushion lay the orb, no longer glowing, no longer humming. It had transformed into a small seashell, smooth and pearly white, with faint hints of blue along its edges. Josh lifted it gently, knowing without doubt that the girl's story had found its peaceful ending. The caravan felt different now, brighter, calmer, as if every board and every corner had finally exhaled. The weight of forgotten memories had lifted, leaving only warmth behind. Josh stepped outside, greeted by the clean scent of rain-washed earth. Mist rose around the willow tree, and the grass sparkled under the soft morning sun. The world felt quiet, safe, and renewed. He held the seashell in his palm, smiling to himself. The girl's journey was complete. The caravan's story was whole again. And Josh continued his travels with a steadier heart, carrying with him the gentle magic of a rainy night, a forgotten promise, and a memory made whole at last.